How's it going, folks? I'm Matt. This is Photosynthetic. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Industry. Today, we got a man who owns his own grow shop. And, I'm totally surprised, Andrew, that I haven't had you on sooner. And I haven't had anybody on to talk about what it's like to run a grow shop and how cool it must be and whatnot. But before we get into that, quick shout out to Mars Hydro, ILGM. Appreciate you guys. Link down below to my Patreon if you like what I'm doing. Andrew, welcome to the show today, brother.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on, Matt. Much appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. We've been going back and forth here for a little bit. I know you must be a super busy guy with the shop and whatnot, but thank you for taking the time to come and sit down with me today because I got a whole bunch of questions to ask you.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for your patience on having me on. We are entering the spring planting season, so this is usually the time of year where things just start to ramp up for us.
Absolutely, and getting ramped up in my own garden outside, and inside too, because, well, like you say, indoor farmer there. And I've got a bunch of questions I want to ask you, but I think the first one is really sort of the basics about, what caused you to start Indoor Farmer. It's a family business. You work with your brothers, from what I understand. But tell me about the idea, how it all got started.
Yeah, so believe it or not, my mom started this business 10 years ago,
Oh,
just
okay,
on her
okay.
own. And when she started the business, the suppliers came in and they said, you're crazy to be starting a business right now. That was under the Harper government.
Right.
The rules were way different then. And she wanted to stick it out. She believed that, legalization was eventually coming, maybe with the next prime minister. And she wanted to focus on that. And eventually the store started to get busier and busier. I was an MMAR grower for over 5 years before coming on to help her. So
Yep.
I was taking care of over 250 plants every day, full time. And that's where I built up basically all the experience to come and do what I do here. And although I really enjoyed doing that, I think I get more fulfillment out of what I do now, helping people grow their own. So that's great as well.
I can totally appreciate that viewpoint. One of the things doing this YouTube thing does is allows me to help people grow and really, experience what things are like from many different viewpoints and a lot of, different people. And, talking with people, I think that's sort of the next question is finding people. Tell me about your staff. Are they knowledgeable enough to have a conversation about beneficials and then talk in depth about nutrients?
Yeah. So, they say good help is hard to find, and it's definitely true, but I'll say we are very blessed to have the team we have. Just a shout out to Adam and Kevin. They're the guys who work the floor here with me. And Adam's Instagram, if anyone wants to follow him, is at romp91. And then Kevin is littlemjimmy_appleseed. Those guys, if you have any questions, you can shoot them a message. They're happy to talk shop. They're happy to talk growing and knowledge. They're just really good guys. And yeah, I'm blessed to have them here on the team. They're guys who, not only come and work hard here in the store and like really care about the customer, but they're also going home and trying to stay up on the latest and greatest. And you know that this industry is always changing, always evolving. There's always different things coming out, right? So it can be a lot to stay up on. And I'm just very blessed to have them on the team with us here.
Well, and it's such a developing industry too, with so much coming online and new legalizations happening down in the States. Hopefully eventually they'll get this Schedule 1 thing figured out and we'll get some real science happening. Wanted to talk about the online side of things. That's really how I came to know you guys. I mean, I'm an online customer. I've bought a few things from you. And one of the memorable things was a giant drip tray for my outdoor flower room. And you guys were super cool about it. It was more of a custom order and whatnot. I reached out to you, and you were absolutely willing to help me. So I guess the thing is, when I ask you about online, what is really different about working online than it is with people coming into the store?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, most of my expertise is here in the store because I manage our actual Waterloo store here. My brother Chris and his girlfriend Natalia, they do a great job managing the online store. And with that comes, the web chat service and just all the different service of following up with customers and warranties and, the different shipping rates and shipping times and everything with that. And it's unfortunate because there's just certain things that we can't really ship. For example, like these big flood tables behind me here. Those are hard to ship just because oftentimes the couriers, don't take the best care of them, and they get so expensive to ship. Same with the soils. People call up, they're like, why can't I buy a bale of Pro Mix from you and just the price to get it across the country would be just outrageous. And we see bags of Happy Frog and Ocean Forest from Fox Farm. We see those go online for sometimes above $80, and we think that's just crazy when we sell them in the store for like $24.95, right? So we we do our best with everything we are able to ship, and they're always trying to ship as soon as possible, which is great. So usually if you place an order with us before 3 p.m., they can usually have it out with the rest of the orders that day before the delivery trucks come. So they really try their best there to get the orders as quick as possible to our customers.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the service, Andrew. You guys definitely do a good job. Talking about the products now, tell me a couple of hidden gems you got in the store that maybe not enough people know about.
Yeah. So one thing we recently got here are these Happy Caps. So Happy Caps is a company out of Nova Scotia,
Oh,
and these are
okay.
super cool. These are like these are little mushroom kits where you can grow your own edible mushrooms at home. They have really been popular. We have a hard time just keeping the boxes on the shelf, so they're flying out the door, and they're really cool because you can actually reuse the same kit, I think 3 or 4 times over. So for a lot of people, they find the price of mushrooms in the grocery stores like a little expensive, and they just love to try growing them at home. And it's a really cool way to kind of branch out from growing cannabis, right? Trying to grow some other things. So yeah, these have been really popular.
I'd love to try some of those myself. I've been reading more about mycology and what's involved in that. And I think the added benefit, of course, is if you do that in your regular grow space, you get the benefit of CO2. And, who doesn't want a little extra good stuff in their grow space? Now,
Yeah, absolutely. The exhale bags have been really popular.
what?
So yeah, we have a hard time just keeping those on the shelf as well. And then if I could just mention one more hidden gem,
Oh, by all means.
something pretty recent to the store are these Luxe Lights. So these are 2 strips. They come in a pair for $99, and they're LED strips that just daisy chain on the end, and they are great. They have a perfect spectrum for clones, and they come in a 4-foot size, and they're a really good deal, and our customers have been really happy with these. So also having a hard time keeping those in stock. They're really popular.
Sounds like it's be a great product, to be honest. Something I might have to look for myself here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Now, the stickers. I gotta ask about the stickers. I've gotten a few of these different ones from you guys. I think it's the soil sorcerer. What was it the cocoa? I can't remember what it's called, but
Coco
anyway,
Ninja.
the cocoa ninja. There you go. What was the idea behind these stickers? These are great. I think you had a sample to show, didn't you?
Yeah. So there's a podcast from California called the Heavy Tea Grow Show, and they're really funny guys. He also owns his own hydro store, and they have different people from the industry on. They talk shop, they talk, most recent products and studies and stuff. And they're also just really funny guys. And they would always refer to cocoa growers as cocoa ninjas, and Rockwell growers as Rockwell scientists. And they're just kind of making jokes, right? So I kind of took this idea and I said, you know what, that's a really cool thing. And I reached out to them. I said, hey, I have this idea to kind of, make these stickers, get these animations done up. And they said, yeah, go for it. That sounds really cool. And when they're complete and the project is finished, feel free to send some down to us. So we did. I actually worked with an artist out in BC called Ghost Artist Creatives. Yep. And so we got these guys done. So there's the Coco Ninja. And yeah, we just had a lot of back and forth revisions, and I wanted them to come out really good. So they're really cool. We have the soil sorcerer, the Rockwell scientist, and we have our hydro hero there, who's actually holding like a blue lab truncheon, which is just awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's fantastic. You got to have a little bit of fun with the branding and getting the word out. And I guess that's the thing, being that your business is dedicated to, helping grow cannabis, well, and other products, of course. Have you had a lot of challenges with branding, advertising, and getting people just into the store?
Well, here's the interesting thing about our store is like we try to be really catered to basically anyone who grows anything inside. Where I know there's a lot of hydro stores that are pretty much only catered to cannabis growers. A lot of hydro stores that I would honestly say, I wouldn't necessarily want to like bring my wife in or kids if I had kids. but we try and be family friendly. We're actually right down the street from our local farmers market. So on
Oh,
Saturday,
nice.
we get tons of traffic from there, and just people who are curious about what we do here. And so actually a lot of our customers grow like microgreens and just vegetables inside, different herbs and such. So we try and cater to, yeah, all kinds of indoor growing. And I would say that, as much as I love growing cannabis, and as much as I love that culture as well, I see indoor farmer kind of moving towards the like self-sustainable indoor growing market, along with growing cannabis, right? As that would encompass that as well. But that's kind of, the vision we see for indoor farmer in the future is, kind of how can we help people be more self-sustainable with their outdoor and indoor gardens, and keeping up on the latest and greatest technology with
And I'm going to shamelessly plug my new growing channel, the Living Soil Society, link down below, guys. It's non-cannabis focused, and it's just, that sort of thing that you're talking about there, Andrew. Growing indoors, well, growing indoors and outdoors, but doing it organically. So, it's great that you guys are doing that, that you're getting that message out to people that, you can do it indoors, you can do it at home, and everybody should be growing at least something. I mean, get some lettuce going, get some spinach going. It's not difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. And we find a lot of our customers, they may start with cannabis, but then they find out, hey, like I just love growing in general. And now they're growing everything else, right? Which is really cool.
Growing cannabis is the gateway drug to gardening. So
Yep, absolutely.
it truly is. What's one question that you're surprised you never really get from customers?
Um, Let me see here. I think I'm surprised that just along the lines of what we were talking about there. I'm surprised I don't have more people asking like, where do you see all this going, right? Like,
Yeah.
where do you see the future not only for your business but for the industry as a whole? And I think that's part of what's made us successful is like we've tried to have a long-term vision. And when COVID hit, and when legalization hit, there has been an overall drop in the cannabis market. When legalization came in and all the retail stores came in, I think a lot of hydro stores really they really relied on their commercial customers. And when we saw that kind of trending, we said, hey, you know what, like we need to be catering to all sorts of growers, anyone who grows anything inside. So I'm surprised we don't get more questions about that, but I'm just really glad that, we decided a while ago that, hey, that needs to be our focus. Like we need to start catering towards this market because we see it as a growing market.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And there's so much going on, and with the way the economy is going and inflation and whatnot, people are just going to be wanting to grow more at home.
Mhm.
So I guess the big question: synthetic or organic?
So I'll be 100% honest with you. I have not done as much organic growing as I have done synthetic growing.
Yeah.
Just because like that's the way I was kind of shown how to do it, was just, hey, you got your grow A and B, bloom A and B, and your bud booster, root booster. It all worked great. I did do a really awesome crop of meat breath with organic growing. I found it a little more challenging just because I found, when I ran into a certain deficiency, it was a little hard to troubleshoot exactly what the issue could be. But I do look forward to doing more organic growing because I would say that was my tastiest crop by far. And I think the organics had a lot to play in how the terpenes and overall smells and flavor came out in the end. And that's what we hear from most of our customers who have made the move to organic growing, is that the yields may not be as big all the time, but just the overall quality of the product in the end is just fantastic. So I think that's why we see more and more people moving towards growing organically.
I think I totally agree with everything you just said there. So do you see that then? Are you seeing that in store? Is that gradual change happening? Is it still main customer base is the synthetic folks, or is it split down the middle? Talk to that.
It actually seems pretty split down the middle. We got tons of people who grow in cocoa, and synthetic nutrients are going to be more catered towards cocoa. And I think those are people who are looking to run, drip irrigation systems. They're looking to really push their plants for maximum yield. And then the other half of our customers, they're more the connoisseur types. They're more, I'm after the best flavors. We just recently brought in the Kiss soil from Black Swallow. That's a
Yes.
famous recipe from down in the States, I'm sure you're aware of. And our customers have just been raving about that soil. You can throw a plant in there and feed just plain water for quite a while and just get amazing results. So much of that work is being done just in that soil for you. So we get amazing reviews on that product.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a living soil guy myself, just because I'm, well, lazy, quite frankly, and I just like the big beds. It makes things easier. But that's what works for me, you know. And as long as people are growing and getting it done, then it doesn't really matter how you're doing it.
Yeah.
But what do you feel is a good source though for people just starting out when they want to learn how to grow?
Yeah, honestly, when people come in and they're new to growing, we actually do tend to suggest the super soils, just
Yeah.
because for some people it can be a little overwhelming when they come in and they check out our wall of nutrients, because some lines can be so extensive, right? Especially like advanced nutrients where they have so many different bottles. I think some people, they see that they get a little overwhelmed, and we bring them to the back with the super soils and we say, hey, you can plant in this soil, you can feed just plain water for X amount of weeks, and then you can start top dressing with something like the Nature's Pride, or the Gaia Green, and get great results there. And most of those amendments you only have to top dress like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, and that really um, that really reduces that barrier of entry for people looking to get into growing, right? When you can make things a bit more streamlined, a bit more easy for them, I think people are a lot more comfortable getting into a new hobby when a few things are kind of taken care of for them off the bat.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It shouldn't be daunting. It should be easy. It's You're just growing a plant. You should be enjoying it. It shouldn't be stressful. Have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we get people who come in and they want to do hydroponics, they have their heart set on that, and then you start talking to them about well, you're gonna need an EC meter, and they're like, well, what's that? What's pH? And there's actually been quite a few times where we say, hey, you know what, like maybe try out a super soil, maybe get that kind of growing done, that growing style down first, and then maybe make the transition to hydroponics, just because there's quite a bit more involved when it comes to growing hydroponically, right? So that's usually how it goes here in the store. And I mean, people see videos online and they think, oh, hydroponics is super cool, and it is really cool. But I just think it's more beginner friendly to just start someone out in a good super soil that's going to be taking care of most of the work.
I agree. I agree. It's like the living soil is the farm where the hydroponics is the lab and stuff. And just depending on what type of grower or you are, what type of personality you have, one's gonna fit better for your style. But I'm always gonna say, try that organic way because it works. I mean, the system's been working for millions and millions of years, so give it a shot in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Andrew, where do we find you online? And I understand you guys just hit 10K on the Instagram. So why don't you tell me about that giveaway you got going?
Yeah, so we are actually giving away a Photon Tech 465. I have the boxes right up here,
Oh, there you
but
go.
let me just take you over to the 10 here. I might as well show you guys what it looks like.
Nice.
So yeah, we just recently hit 10K followers. We're really happy about that. Really grateful for that. We have such an awesome community online, and a lot of our customers, share genetics with each other and such, and we're so happy that we've had the support we've had all this time. But we will be giving away one of these bad boys, a Photon Tech 465. So if you go on our Instagram at Indoor Farmer, if
Yeah,
you
links below.
like the post and then you tag 3 friends, that'll enter you in to win, and we'll be announcing that winner next Tuesday.
Right on, man. Right on. So, aside from the website and Instagram and whatnot, and again, links down below. Anywhere else that we can find you online?
Yeah, so www.indoorfarmer.ca. We have free shipping over $99. And like I said, if you place an order, usually before 2:33 p.m., we can usually get your order out the door same day, Monday to Friday.
Fantastic, fantastic. And guys, I've been a customer. I've bought and stuff. I've been absolutely super impressed. Check them out online, and if you get a chance, go into the store. And you guys are in Ontario, of course.
Yep, we're in Waterloo, Ontario here.
Nice, nice. Haven't been there myself, but maybe I'll get a chance to visit sometime.
Hey, if you ever make the trip, we'll make it worth your while.
Right on, right on. Well, Andrew, it's been an absolute blast chatting with you today. And you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but this is the one question I'd like to make sure I ask everybody, and that's what's the next big thing for cannabis?
The next big thing for cannabis, something I see maybe coming down the pipeline is I think especially in the cannabis retail stores is just cannabis starting to be more advertised for the terpene profiles
Yeah.
and for more of that more of the science and studies to be coming out on terpenes and the effects of terpenes. So I think instead of everyone going into the stores or trying to grow, what's most potent, I think people are going to start to kind of steer their focus towards, like what's the terpene profile in this and what effects and benefits am I going to get from it. For example, like lemon terpenes have been proven to be, anti to help with anxiety and depression. And I think we're going to start to see cannabis more advertised towards the terpene benefits instead of just the overall potency.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the type of science that I would so love to see come to fruition because it's not so much, the funny names that you're going for. You'd be able to walk into a dispensary and say, I want something with myrcene in it or caryophyllene and whatnot to give me those effects that help my pain, my sleepless nights, that sort of thing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So, sir, completely agree with you. That would be the next great big thing to see.
Yeah, and it's so exciting because there's still so little that we know about this plant. I like to tell customers, it's like the ocean. Like there's still so much to discover about this plant, and we're kind of getting to see it all happen since studies have only been happening recently, right? So it's exciting. It's exciting to see what comes down the pipeline out of these big studies that they're doing in these labs all around the world, and what they continue to learn about cannabis and how it benefits us.
Fantastic. And on that note, then, we'll leave you folks today. I'm Matt, and that's Andrew from Indoor Farmer. Make sure you check them out, guys. They do pretty good business.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Matt. Much appreciated.
You bet, sir. We out.